you just see this whole tiered model of SOC going in a completely new direction with the advent of agents. And I think a lot of people are probably overwhelmed with that message in the last 2 years. So why don't we just talk about it pragmatically? Like, how are you thinking about this? What are you seeing? And like, how are you thinking about the slope of getting from where we are today, which is maybe human-based, deterministic runbooks, to agent-based, decide on the fly, and good luck.
I think it's really fascinating to me that the tier one SOC analyst, right? What we sort of traditionally see as the most junior, person in the security operations org, is also the one who we task with making the most decisions, at least in a traditional SOC model, because they're triaging every single alert that they can and determining whether, in fact, we got a true positive or false positive on our hands. And then in a lot of organizations, we're doing the worst possible thing, which is having them hand off the consequences of that decision, right? Because once you have a true positive, once you've determined that malicious activity has happened, it's often a tier two or potentially even tier three team member who's actually going to do incident response, right? Who's actually going to do cleanup and forensics and all that sort of stuff. And, I think this sort of makes sense in a world where the SOC is completely overwhelmed, right? If you think about sort of like Maslow's hierarchy of SOC needs, alert triage is right at the base. If you've got a blinking red light and you've got SLA timers that are ticking down, you're going to just be plowing through that alert queue as fast as possible, handing it off as fast as possible. And the people who you hand it off to are going to be handling those alerts, right? And handling the investigation and response steps as fast as possible. And so that doesn't really leave room for things like teaching and learning and experimentation and all the things that as security professionals, we absolutely need to be doing in order to, not just advance our own careers, but like advance the team's mission, making sure that we're defending the organization as the organization evolves.